Welcome back, and joining us on the show now is Surendra Mehta. He's Secretary, India Bullion and Jewelers Association. Mr. Mehta, hi, thank you so much for joining in. First of all, your sense on prices itself. Almost everybody seems to be losing sense on what is happening into the markets, the way we really seem to be breaking levels on the higher side. And the global banks and brokerages revising their targets for 2026 all the time. Another day, another all-time high. What's your sense?
Well, Manisha, I've been continuously saying on your show that gold is heading for $4,900 and silver heading for $95. See why they are heading at such a higher level? Only because of geopolitical tension rising in Iran, Venezuela, Greenland, also the weak job data. Not only this, the higher tariff being planned by US government, and finally today's news, which was a politically motivated news regarding investigation on the Fed chairman. So all these news are leading to higher gold prices and higher silver prices. And I don't see this would stop at any time soon, because there is a lot to be done by the US to ensure that these prices do not go up and they actually recover through their equity markets or other markets.
Well, absolutely, Mr. Mehta. All the news reports that you mentioned is something that we've been talking since morning as well. But the price action, where do you see that coming from? Is it more about physical buying right now? Is it paper buying? The COMEX markets clearly seem to be running. China, not so much right now. So where do you see most of this buying coming from?
I think as far as gold is concerned, there is a lot of ETF buying happening. In India also, we have seen a big jump in ETF. And as far as silver is concerned, there is a physical buying of silver across the world, including China, Dubai. Today also, Dubai is quoting almost $3 premium on silver. Iran is quoting about $2 premium on silver. So where are we heading? In India also, if you convert MCX commodity prices, the gold is quoting higher by almost 1,200 rupees and silver is quoting higher by almost 6,000 rupees. So if converted to in dollar terms, the gold is almost higher by $40 and silver is almost higher by about $2.5 to $3. So I don't think that there would be any correction in near future. There can be a small correction, but not a great correction of say 10% or 20%. I do not see this correction initially.
And you would expect buying on all of these corrections?
Come again, I did not hear you.
I said you expect buying in all of these corrections?
I think every dip is a buying opportunity, because unless we get a clearer picture as to what US actually wants to do, and then only I think the gold and silver prices can go down. China comes out very clearly why they are restricting the export of silver. Russia come out very clearly about their oil holding and gold holding. And I don't think any of this country are currently negotiating with each other. India has always been the price taker for gold and silver also to some extent. So I don't see any role being played by India in respect of discovery of these prices. We are price takers, not price discoverers. And I think as long as China, Russia, and US don't agree on certain terms, the prices would continue to rise.
You mentioned 4,900 for gold. What's your sense on silver?
Silver, I feel that my first target for silver would be $95. And if we cross $95 in, say, next 60 days or maybe 90 days, then my next target for silver would be about $110.
All right. How are you looking at the Indian physical demand in the meanwhile? You talked about on what we are doing in China, in Russia, etc. For Indian markets, is it still a lot of physical buying? The import numbers, of course, would come in pretty soon for gold and silver, both in India for 2025. But what is your own sense?
Well, the imports are getting reduced. As far as gold is concerned, imports are getting reduced, and there is no physical demand of jewelry. The physical demand of jewelry is down by almost 35 to 40% now. The retailers are waiting to see the buyers. They are not coming unless they are the forced buyers because of marriages or some celebration in their house. Otherwise, there is no real demand. But as far as silver is concerned, there is lot of demand, silver demand. The demand in terms of coins and bars and bullion, in terms of gold and silver, is pretty high. I think gold bullion demand is almost up by 18 to 20%, and silver bullion demand is rising day by day.
All right. So physical buying when it comes to investment in gold and silver is on a rise, but jewelry demand clearly slightly on a weaker note there. People are buying not for wearing it, but for investment with the way they are getting return on their investments there. Mr. Mehta, as always, thank you so much for joining in and making sense of the price moves therein. With that, let's slip into a short break. On the other side, we'll get you more on markets and stock specifics.